turn off the video link. Okay, audio's on.
Oh, it's just the form.
Someone requested.
Yeah, it was to add in ISR. We still don't have one.
Well,
Let me see.
we just can't vote.
Well, then we can approve of minutes, approve of agenda, approve of contingency.
Okay, we can skip to public comment.
You can start with officer reports if everything else is action items.
Okay, so, no,
Let's start.
okay, I call this meeting to order, but we don't have quorum, so we cannot really approve of things. But we can start with officer reports if anyone has anything to say. Yeah, are people there, first of all?
Thank you. Can we plug it into one of those?
I didn't know if you wanted to record it.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Can you hear us?
You probably could get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do it. Thanks, Ken.
Can you hear us now?
They can't hear us?
Yeah, I mean, it's not muted anymore.
Can we hear them?
Hello?
Can someone respond?
Can someone respond?
Do you want me to try to?
Yeah. Can someone like join?
Refresh your page.
How many people do we need for quorum?
21.
Hello?
Are they talking?
Hello, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, Dr. Dillon.
Okay, I'm getting, or I'm not here, but there still?
Yeah,
Okay, cool, so I'm gonna mute myself.
Oh, look, there's 2 there.
2, 3. Okay. Lily, are you here?
Look, her thing is on there. Close enough.
Yeah, okay.
Keep like that.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Here.
So I'm calling this meeting to order at 8:15 p.m. Okay, so, does anyone have any changes to the agenda?
It's strike mark.
Can you strike, my officer member report and the procurement fund allocations?
Can you share my officer report?
Thanks.
No problem.
No, it's just separate, but we can strike.
Okay. You said yours as well, right? Okay.
Strike over the officer report.
You got it. Okay. Moving on. Did everyone get a chance to read the minutes from? From June 4th, and because the minute taker had emailed that to us, and we're gonna vote on to approve the minutes.
Yeah.
Can someone motion?
I motion to approve the minutes from June 4th, 2019.
Okay.
A second.
Cool. Can I get a raise of hands?
Wait, what's this one?
You vote yes.
I vote yes.
Okay. Okay. Robert, are you voting yes? I'm gonna assume he's voting yes.
Sorry, what?
To approve the minutes of June 4th.
Oh, I can't vote, so.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay, so that is approved. Did everyone also get the chance to read the minutes for, actually, let's just vote on it all at the same time. For June 17 as well as July 1st. Yeah, okay, can I get a motion? Can I get a motion?
Yeah. What are the dates?
June 17 and July 1st.
I motion to approve the minutes from June 17th and July 1st.
Can someone second?
I second.
Okay, cool. Raise your hand if you vote yes. Okay, cool. 700, the minutes are approved. Okay, so moving on to contingency.
Alrighty, so the total requested for this week was $6,947.50. And the total amount recommended is $3,756. And that is for both USAC and non-USAC entities.
Okay, can I get a motion?
And motion to approve the contingency allocations for $3,756.
Yep.
Cool.
New vote, second.
I second.
Can I get a raise of hand for yes? Okay, 700, the contingency allocation is approved. Okay, moving on, SFS is not here, Food Advocacy Grant, no. ASRF, no, AAC. Public comment, no one is here. So, special presentation. So Kiana, do you want to take it away? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I sent you guys I think you guys got it, the draft of the infraction guideline. You guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. So, choose.
Go ahead. Yeah, you could go ahead.
Okay. So, what I have down here is just like, I copied the purpose from the one that, Richard and I drafted last spring. So we had one from last spring that had you can't really see it, but like all the potential, sanctions for like different things in the code that you could get sanctioned for. So like, yeah. So that's just like the purpose up there. I put the the process in which people can like petition and then like how it goes, just like the 1, 2, 3 order, how it goes. So if y'all can just read that. I think it's okay, but maybe you guys have like something to add. I also added like a notes section, just in case like we get in trouble for anything. I just wanted like a like a notes section to like save our asses for a little bit. But if you guys have any tried to make, like, let you guys comment on it, but I couldn't. So, you guys. I didn't know if I should have added, like the different things you could get penalized for, because that's already in the code. Like don't do this, don't do that, stuff like that. I don't know if I should like add it in here and like be redundant. Maybe I should. I just want to know what like you guys think about that.
From my perspective, you don't need to because it's in the code. What you want to do is just put in a reference to the section of the code that has it.
Okay.
And the only other thing I noticed in the section where you say that all parties have to have the right to respond, technically, the only party that has to have the opportunity to respond is the one who's charged with the violation. You have the ability to allow the petitioner to put additional information forward, but there's no legal obligation. The only legal obligation is that the person who's the candidate or the slate representative or whatever that is, who's being charged, gets informed in some sort of writing, it can be an email, of what the charge is and has an opportunity to respond.
Okay. Is that
Does anyone have any comments for Giannis?
I just have like a question for kind of everyone. I don't know like if there's a way to make the like sanction or like the petition process like I guess like work faster without like obviously overtaxing e-board. But like I know that like the problem that we had in the spring, just because of the way things were set up, it's like not really small. Like was that like when someone files a petition, if it's like during election week, like it doesn't really make too much of an impact sometimes because like by the time everything gets around to like happening, like following up with everything, the election might even be over, it might be like the last day. So I don't know if there's like a way to make the process better, but that's just like something that I was thinking about. That like doesn't have to like do much with like your guidelines that you presented, but I was wondering if you were also thinking about if there's any way to sort of streamline the process more, not in terms of the guidelines, but in terms of like the process itself within the board.
I absolutely agree with you. Like a candidate can make like commit a violation like the day of voting, and like nothing even matters. I don't know if there's anything in the code about like if you have like a pending violation, like you get put on hold or something. Like I don't know if there's anything in there, but I would be open to like maybe adding that in there.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of risky because like what if that means like an opponent can just like file a bunch of sanctions and then
Could I make a suggestion maybe? Okay, so like obviously in the past, election board actually had like an investigations committee that was able to go through complaints. And I think like just logistically speaking, that would add like a lot of efficiency to the process if it wasn't just like you had to unilaterally review every single complaint, but rather like you have to get committed to looking through them, expediting that, and then you just looking through those and approving those sanctions.
yeah, I mean that sounds like I guess like that's a really good solution. That's probably why there was like an issue in the first place with that. Alright, thanks Robert.
Perhaps you might consider for complaints that are raised after voting begins, considering reducing the 48-hour turnaround to maybe 24 or 36. The other thing that you probably need to add is something that specifies that once the votes are, or once the results are publicly announced, no further complaints can be accepted.
I think reducing the turnaround time for sanctions during voting is a really good idea.
I would not, before they'll have the obligation to give the person notice and let them respond. But you could go down as low as 24 during the voting week.
Yeah, I like that idea, like for voting week, because I feel like that's when most sanctions happen, and that's when they like matter.
Does anyone else have questions?
I have a question. Have you considered changing the submission process to be like online? Or, okay, sorry, I just saw that it's via Google Forms. So you're removing the paper aspect?
Are we good?
Yeah, so is that like,
Are we able to vote on this tonight, like to make these changes clear?
We do have quorum.
Okay, awesome.
Wait, do you want me to like add all these things in and then like bring it to you next week, or like?
We could probably.
Are we also going to vote on the calendar?
I mean, we could make, from my understanding, we could edit your documents right now, correct?
Which one?
Like, the documents that you're like, you have presented.
Like edit and vote on it right now.
Yeah,
Because I just want to get the language really like done well. I don't want to be like rushed doing it. But I don't know, like whatever. Also on the calendar, like so I have to meet with my UCLA before like any kind of vote that happens with the calendar, just because like they want their own timeline, like done, like
Okay.
or whatever. So like I'm meeting with them tomorrow at 4. So like next week, Wednesday, I'll have like their timeline and I'm gonna incorporate that into the ones that we have. So like we can make it more official, because right now, like our calendar isn't approved by them, or like it needs to be approved, but like they don't know about it and they need to, so yeah.
Okay, cool. And then on September 3rd, I'm supposed to have a phone call with the dude who booked Student auditorium for us. If you want to like get on it with me, so we can go over the details of like what we need in terms of microphones, projection, blah, blah, blah.
There isn't a meeting next week, sir.
there isn't.
The next time you're gonna be here, you have board updates too, right, Tiana?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Really, what time was the meeting? Yeah, phone call.
I have to get the email, but I think like 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Because I told him I'm free after like 10 a.m. So, and I'm on Eastern time, so I'll have to double check.
Okay. And just like an update with the board, I have 3 people right now, 1 for publicity, 1 for endorsements, and 1 for vice chair. Possibly for vice chair, and so I'll interview 2 other people, but yeah. But yeah, like that's happening.
Should we do one more application push?
I have a lot of people for every position except for finance and me.
Okay, I've gotten good results for finance by putting it in like the econ Facebook group or sending it out to the econ department.
So my understanding is we can't vote on the calendars tonight.
Yeah, not yet, until like we might, see like what their timeline is, just so we can incorporate it.
So it sounds like when we come back in 2 weeks, you'll have the final, investigation guideline, the final calendar, and you'll have the remaining, your chairs for appointment?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, once you have your appointments for chair, just send it over to, appointments review committee, because they're also USAC stipended.
Okay. Cool.
Does anyone else have questions for Diana? If not, since we don't have any action items that we need to vote on, I think we could let her go. Alright.
Well, there's one question, we're just taking.
Yeah, we're just tabling the action items that we have for tonight.
The next meeting would be on the 11th.
Yes. All right, so does anyone else have questions? If not, we can say goodnight to Kiana. All right, Kiana, it seems like you're free to go. Just keep us posted. All right, bye. Okay. Moving on to the agenda, appointments. So,
Mine, right?
no, Robert's appointment.
I thought Robert said to move this to next week.
Okay.
Yes, if you could please, table mine till the next week. So is Karen on right now still?
Yeah, I believe she is, yes.
Karen, can you hear me?
Hello? Hey, Robert.
Hi, Karen. They're so sorry that we are putting like a car right now, so if you mind explaining to them what you explained to me about the SBAC appointments process and like the 1 year versus 2 year?
Sure. So Robert had 2 appointments on the agenda, one for SHAC, the Student Health Advisory Committee, and one for SBAC, the Student Fees Advisory Committee. The guidelines for SHAC say that USAC can appoint either for 1 or 2 year terms, and depending on what USAC does, that's what SHAC will take. The guidelines for SBAC say that all appointments must be 2 year appointments staggered. That means that currently no one can be appointed who is not eligible for a 2 year term, or to be more specific, who is going to graduate before 2 years are up. There is an interest in changing that so that transfer students can be appointed and serve for only 1 year. That cannot happen until the SBAC meets in the fall and has an opportunity to change its guiding documents. They may choose to do that, which would mean that the SBAC appointment would not be made in time for that person to participate in the committee's orientation and training. But absent that, the person who's been nominated, who does not have 2 more years of time at UCLA, would not be eligible for an appointment. So Robert is still considering whether he wants to look at someone who would have 2 more years of time at UCLA and could therefore be appointed while summer's in and the orientation just before fall quarter starts, or whether he would rather hold that open and be able to appoint a senior transfer student to do a 1 year term. If SBAC does change their guiding documents, then essentially what would happen is is that each year, USAC would appoint a single 2-year appointment, and they would appoint 2 1-year appointments, at least one of which would have to be a transfer student. And then because the person wouldn't have a second year, they would never be eligible to serve as chair, because the chair has to be in the second year. So it would limit the number of undergrads that would have an opportunity to chair the committee, whereas all of the grad students are 2-year appointments, and therefore they all get an opportunity to run for chair if they're interested. So given some of those complexities, he wanted to take another week to think about it, and then either bring back a different person for the next meeting, or hold off until the first week of fall classes, at which he's hoping to be able to make an appointment.
Thank you for that insight, Dr. Geller.
Thanks, Dr. Geller.
So I guess we're gonna have to table.
So the SBAC has to be tabled. That he can do it anytime, because he does have the authority to do 1 year for SHAC.
Okay.
Hey, can you hear me, Kim?
Yes.
I wanted to, specifically with SBAC, see what your all thoughts were about, trying to find another 2-year appointment, or moving forward with, a 1-year appointment. And, this is more so SBAC's decision, but I'm in the car with Nicole right now, who's the chair of SBAC. So, do you all have any thoughts about, any of this, as far as, wanting to see, maybe switch to, 2 1-year appointments, or 3 appointments with 2 1-year appointments, or do you think 2 2-year appointments are, preferable?
I think right now changing it to 1-year appointments is really compelling, just because Dr. Geller said, transfer students don't currently have the opportunity to sit on the committee, but yeah, that's happy with that.
I think my only concern is the transitioning, but if they could transition easily and quickly, I think it'd be fine, at least for me.
Is it the assumption that it would change to the same type of thing as SHAC, where it's either 1 or 2 years, or is it just changing to 1 year only? Yeah, okay, well, I think that's good. Because even if some people enter the committee without the ability to run for chair.
Hey, I think that Nicole is saying that she believes it's likely that they'll move forward with amendments once the school year starts.
Okay.
And Karen, I know you've been through the process. You're incredibly qualified for this position, and we would be very honored to have you sit on that committee. So I'm more in favor of waiting to do that, and that's just my immediate thoughts right now on that. Unless anybody has any major objections to that.
I personally agree with that, and I think that what you said of Karen is true. That's why ARC had approved of her appointment. We do want a transfer to sit on SBAC. We really value that. We really value what she has to represent, which is why we approved of her. And I think we could speak, we have the council members here that we would also be willing to wait for that to happen.
Awesome. As far as the SHAC goes, people, do you know what's going on with our SHAC? Oh, okay. Once I texted me about that, because I've had no service for the last 2 or 3 days. So let me text Jimmy and then get back to you all. Is it okay if we table that for now until later in the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Thank you, Kim.
Okay, we could move on from SBAC appointment.
So we're just going to table Karen.
Yeah, we're going to move on and table Karen's appointment, and we're gonna move on with Mika's appointment for SHAC.
Hi, so Jason is on the call right now. There he is.
Yeah.
I hope you all can see him.
Yes, we can.
Cool. And yeah, so basically he's a really qualified applicant for SHAC. I've like gone through a lot of different sort of channels of communication to make sure after going over his application, like, just talking to different people who interviewed him, talking to the current chair of SHAC, and he'll definitely tell you a little bit about himself and like why he's so qualified based on certain experiences he has on campus and off campus. And yeah, I look forward to hopefully appointing him. Yeah, let's dive in. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Jason.
Yeah,
no, go ahead. Yeah, I just wanted to say hi, and then, yeah, you can go ahead and, like, introduce yourself.
okay, thank you. Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it. My name's Jason Shipley. I'm a transfer student at UCLA. I'll be a senior next year. My psychology major, pre-med student, so I'm really, I've kind of had a career in the tech industry. I built a web design, web hosting company that I ran, and now I'm transitioning to the healthcare field. My end goal is to become a psychiatrist, so that's what I'm working towards right now. I currently serve as the treasurer for the Bruins for Recovery on campus. I don't know if any of you are familiar with them, but helping students who are in the midst of any type of addiction. They have a support group and we're there to support them. So I've been a member of that group for the last year, and I'll be a treasurer next year. I also am volunteering at the Ronald Reagan Hospital, and so right now I'm working on the liver transplant board and reader in the ER department. I'm very excited about that experience over there, and I'm doing that. Personally, I'm getting married next month. I have 2 stepsons. I love my family. They're a huge part of my life. I love surfing. I'm also a leader with the Sierra Club, so I lead hikes in Southern California. I like being outdoors and kind of sharing that with other people. I love going to school. I love the UCLA campus. I'm going to summer school for UCI right now. Taking a couple of bio classes in the psych class, and I'll be back next year. And I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully serving on the SHAC board. Like I've talked about before, I sat in on the meetings last year. I sat on several meetings, and so I'm kind of familiar with the workings of the group and how it's all about. I think kind of bringing my experience of being a non-traditional, I'm 37 years old. I have experience having different types of healthcare insurance and dealing with that, and I think I can be helpful with students in that regards. And I think that's kind of a little bit about me, and feel free to ask any questions or anything like that.
Thank you for sharing that, Jason. If any council members have any questions, you can go ahead and ask him. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, if not, can you just share what your vision is for SHAC this year?
Sure. I have this, sitting on the board and with these meetings, I've noticed that we've had, students have been having issues, kind of working through how our insurance works, where they can go. Some students being overcharged, double billing for the deductibles. My last interview, I was talking about an experience that I had, and I went to the dentist, and I had originally paid one of my deductibles already, and I went in for another visit. They tried to charge me again for another deductible, and I had to tell them, I've already paid my deductible. It was a $50 deductible, but really these things happen as a student. So every little bit counts. And I kind of had to push a little bit further in the gutter. She's like, "Oh yeah, you're right. There was no deductible." And so I really would like the transparency for students to be able to come to us, have an open mind, be able to talk about their insurance, what they can do with it. There's the EF Center. There's a lot of services that they can utilize, especially preventative care. I personally go every year to get all my blood work checked up. An ounce of prevention is worth like a pound of cure. So it's like if you could just be on top of that, kind of. I envision in some way the students can have transparency with SHAC and being able to be a part of it. Because I wasn't a member of the group, but I was just a student, and it was kind of really enlightening for me to sit on there. So if there's like 6 or 7 of us in the group, but we represent thousands of students on campus. So there's some way that we can get their feedback and be advocates for them and help them in any way they need. Being on the shack, there was other people that were there that were from the Advocate Center, and they're more than willing to help students. It's like anything they need, they're there. So I know there's a huge support staff here for them, and we just kind of connect that and make that as easy as possible for students. I think it would be great.
Does anyone else have any questions for Jason? Does anyone else have questions? No. Okay. If not, then we can go on ahead with ARC's recommendation, which I will be giving. So the Appointments Review Committee voted 3-0-0 to approve of Jason's appointment to Student Health Advisory Committee. I personally voted yes because I thought that his experiences as a non-traditional student is very important when it comes to, putting it or like talking about it in the Student Health Advisory Committee. And from what we heard tonight, he is very knowledgeable and he really wants SHAC to be representative of all students here at UCLA, which I really value. So that's why I voted for him. Joanna and Shahama are not here, but they had also had said the same sentiments, so which is why we approved of your appointment. Does anyone else have questions for Jason? If not, we can just get a motion.
Any questions?
No questions?
So, a motion to appoint Jason Shipley to SHAC. A second.
Okay. Kelechi motions, Isabel seconds. Raise your hand if you vote yes. So with a 7-0-0 vote, congratulations, Jason. You are appointed to Student Health Advisory Committee.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right. I hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too. Thank you, guys. And like I said, if you guys have any questions during my term over here, feel free to contact me. I want to be as transparent as possible. So if there's anything I can do, I'm here. So hopefully I'll be able to meet you guys at some point.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. He was really nice. Congrats on his marriage. Okay, so moving on to officer reports. Wow, Robert struck out his officer report. I'm shocked.
He's in a car.
Okay, internal vice president. I've just been meeting with administrators. I met up with Mick and Mohammed Cato, the director of Title IX office, last week, and that went well. He just shared the process and the protocols of what UCLA takes whenever there's sexual violence and sexual harassment cases. And he was really, I think clarifying it was really helpful, and I did get a commitment from him to attend the first Campus Safety Alliance meeting, which will be happening week 3. And then for the rest of my office, just really doing prep work. We're still hiring staff members. Yeah, that's the IVP. EVP's not here. Lalo, do you have anything?
I'm gonna reopen my office apps. Why didn't you make that graphic? So ideally by the end of the week I'll reopen it, and then I'll have have like application close 1 to 2 weeks later and then have my staff hired by the court. So it's cool, but that's enough. That's enough.
No, yeah, hiring staff members during the summer is difficult, honestly. Okay. Fact?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just kidding.
Our Instagram is live. Go like that post
They
at
probably-
USAC on Instagram. We're going live. Also, I have events that I want you guys to mark your calendars for. We have Brew Bazaar, week 3 and week 6, Wednesday, 9 a.m., 7 p.m. on Bruin Plaza. We'll be taking donations and collections. We take pretty much anything you want to recycle that isn't trash. And we'll be redistributing it.
Yeah, it's like-
Also, just another awareness week is week 2. CAC is hosting a kickoff event on Bruin Plaza Monday of week 2 from 12 to 2. Wednesday, we are hosting a town hall about themes of community and disability. And that is, yes, I will send those in the group. So that's Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. Friday, we are having an art gallery outside of First Hall where people can come up and add their own little like things, like a Pinterest board, but a real board. I will send all of that again in the group.
Can you also share the fact Instagram in there?
The what?
Drop your IG handle. Drop your fact IG handle.
Yeah. I'll give you all the goods. I got that room booked for Kiana. You're welcome.
Hey.
That's everything from me.
That's our facilities commissioner, everyone. Mic drop. Okay, CEC. Campus Events Commission?
I don't have that much to say. Colette and I have been just living away over the room badge, and hopefully we're clearing through some of the stress, and it's going well. We do have one event set for October 17th. It's an event that was supposed to happen in spring, and it's called Getting Clitoris without Female Orgasm. So stay tuned for that.
Cool, thank you. Okay, transfer rep, you struck it out. SWC, no. CSC is not here. AAC, CAC, no. ISR, no. Okay, admin. Dr. Geller, nothing? All right, Jessica?
Hi, everyone. Oh, hello. So a couple updates. First, parking permit applications are ready to be allocated. So the fall quarter permit doesn't actually start till mid-September, but we can start adding you now. So if you or any of your staff want to be added for a parking permit, I know Lala already got you. I need to try to get you in the system, but I wasn't sure if you wanted the blue or the yellow. Okay, cool. So blue permit is a little bit more money, and it's basically reserved parking within lot 4. So there's certain spaces that it says blue permit only, and they're usually the only ones that are open when the lots are full. So it does give you a little bit of flexibility in terms of like if you're coming to campus later when the parking structures are pretty full.
Can you park in a regular spot? with
Yeah,
the permit?
You can park in a regular spot too. You just, like, the blue permit allows you to access the blue permit spaces. Yellow permit is just general parking wherever there's an open spot that doesn't say blue permit, X permit, or
Do we get like free or discounted permits, or is this just like?
no.
Yeah,
It's just guaranteed, yeah. Unfortunately, there's no discounts. It's the same price for student parking for yellow or blue. It basically guarantees that you're gonna get the permit. If like they're running low, there's a high demand, permits are on a shortage, like we have a dedicated allotment that we get to give out. So it's first available to council members and then available to your staff if nobody from council wants a space. Yeah, so anybody on your staff can get, so the system's gonna work a little bit differently this year because we're doing the e-permit, so this is all new for everybody. So we're gonna hopefully try to do this really seamlessly, but
There may be some hiccups, hopefully not, but basically once I input you into the system, it will let you log in and then you can complete your purchase. And then it's tied to your license plate, so you don't actually get a physical hang tag, you just start parking right away once you pay it. So that is ready for allocation. And we can do a spreadsheet if that's easier to have people sign up, because we do have an allotment that we split also with GSA, so there's a limited amount. So we can do that if that works for everybody. And then another couple updates. We finally finished the back door retrofit, so that's really exciting for Lily. When you come back, we have your remote ready for the room, and we'll hopefully be switching the spaces early next week. So Nadia, if anybody from your office is going to be around and wants to be like available to direct where furniture is placed, let me know. I haven't scheduled the date and time yet, but I'm going to be finalizing all that tomorrow. So just send me an email.
I have a question. I meant to ask you this way earlier.
Yeah.
But is there a way that they can program the door to where it stays open?
So it's actually currently programmed like that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so it auto opens, and it will stay open until you click the button to close it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because
And then
on the hill that would like close.
Oh, like before you were.
Well, yeah, but since I have office hours in back, I don't want the door to always be shut.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it'll stay open until you close it, and then it's also, the door will also be, still remain fully functional with just a key card, so for the rest of your staff that has access, they can get in the normal way with the key card.
Yay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. And then hopefully the second round of 417 lottery was not a total nightmare for everybody. I do apologize that it was a little bit of a crazy system this year. It just was like bad timing with things, and we tried to manage it the best that we could. But essentially what I just wanted to communicate to you all about that is 417, we try to be as accommodating as possible to all your offices. So if the way we're doing it does not work for you all and there's a better way we could be doing it, we're open to suggestions. We basically just follow the same protocol that we've done for the last couple years, which is allowing council members to book for the whole year for your office meeting if you choose to do so. And then, trying to do it in a formal way of giving each person an assigned time so that we try to do it fairly. But aside from that, if there's internal like swaps or changes that you all want to like agree on and make with each other, just so that everybody can get access to have your office meetings there, we can always adjust the reservations for you. So just let us know. Yeah, Lily and
I feel like in the future it should be, maybe we all submit like 3 time preferences or something, or like work it out almost internally, because I don't know. I felt like Tara and I were able to talk about our time conflicts and try to work it out between us. And I think that kind of makes more sense to just like talk about it so it's not secretive.
Yeah.
And also, just so like, if we like submit like 3 preferences, you at least get like 1 of your 3. Because a lot of us ended up with times that don't work, no times that work for us. I don't know if that makes sense, but some sort of like preference system.
Yeah, we can totally do that. And if that's something that you want us to formalize for you, we can also do that. If it makes more sense for us to just communicate like this is the structure of how it works, and then let you all internally work out your schedules, and then we can just input you in the system. We can definitely change it to that scenario if that works better. And we can just basically block off, the prime meeting times from like 5 to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then put them in 1 hour increments or hour and a half increments, and then let you all choose like which time slot you want, and then we can just put it in for you. If that's easier, we're open to doing that system. Tara, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, well, one question was, is there a specific date that we should look out for the parking permit thing?
I'll try to get a spreadsheet going and distributed this week, but yeah, the permits, we can start allocating them now, and then, I think it's valid starting in like mid-September.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my actual question was, if the time that we were able to get on the lottery doesn't quite work,
Yeah.
can we have, because I'm not that knowledgeable of how everything works and how to, make a full quarter reservation and what my options are,
Sure.
like help us to, put together what the resources are?
Yes, and just to clarify too, so 417, like we're calling it 417 lottery, right? But it's completely separate from normal like meeting room and space lottery because it's treated differently than the other meeting room spaces. So general meeting room space in Ackerman and Kirkhoff, aside from 417, can be booked now for fall quarter. Most of it's not available because it already got dealt out in spring quarter lottery. The challenge with spring quarter lottery is that it happens like literally the next week after you guys are installed. So it's hard to catch that, which is usually why the outgoing person makes the reservations for fall quarter for the incoming folks, but it's not always communicated between offices. So it creates this issue, which is why we try to keep 417 separate and distribute that space to you all separately so that you at least have some office space or meeting room space that's available. But all of your offices will also be included in the fall quarter lottery and the winter quarter lottery that happens. It's always a quarter behind. So fall quarter lottery will be for winter rooms, winter quarter lottery will be for spring rooms, and then you'll all still be in the spring quarter lottery for next fall.
What week?
It's usually around week 7 each quarter.
Hey, Jessica?
That's for all meeting room spaces in Ackerman Union and Kirkhoff Hall. Event venue spaces is different and does not need to be quarterly on the lottery system. You can book it, to my understanding, you can book it anytime throughout the year. So if you're trying to get Grand Salon, the Bruin Reception Room, Ackerman Grand Ballroom, any of the event venue spaces, those can be booked anytime throughout the year. It doesn't have to go through lottery, and you're not limited to only the next quarter. Yeah.
But like stuff like staterooms.
Staterooms is lottery, so you can only book it a quarter in advance. Yeah. Yeah, but right now, as of now, go ahead, Robert.
Oh, I'm sorry, I like to go about it, not because it's like lagging, but I was just gonna ask about the permits. So now that you're redoing it, is like the president, like, I don't have to do anything with that, right? Or that's separate now?
Yeah, so, basically, we can still go have you distribute it if that works. Otherwise, we'll still do like a Google sheet for people to sign up on, and it'll still be first come, first serve. But the way the new system is working with being electronic, once I input someone, which we can have this conversation, whatever you all think is a fair amount of time. Like if someone takes 2 weeks and they still haven't purchased their permit, do we want to take back that allocation and assign it to somebody else? Like what would be a fair amount of time? Because that's the one nice thing about this system is that we can go in and cancel somebody and add somebody else to allocate the space to, which we couldn't do before because it was a paper slip. And we don't know who's taken it and who hasn't, and who's turned it in and paid and who hasn't. So it's harder to keep track in the old system. So yeah, I mean, we can if you want to do it that way. Otherwise, I was just planning on distributing the sheet, and we'll still do, give council members a week to put their own names in, and then if there's any open beyond that week, then you all can start adding your own staff members. If anybody on your team wants parking.
Okay, I mean, it sounds like the second way might just be more efficient if that's what like you feel like better too.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it that way. I think that's fine.
Okay.
Also, I have one last question.
Go ahead.
Do you have any connects with booking the classrooms? Because I was told that it doesn't start until the 26th, but Tara and I are very interested in booking a classroom prior to that.
Yeah, I believe it goes through the UCLA events office, so I can reach out to someone there and try to get more info on that and let you know.
And then could you possibly ask someone at UCLA rec if we have to pay for rec spaces?
Yeah. I can ask.
Oh, like, yeah.
No, I think it depends on what space. I don't know. I think it depends on the space. If it's traditionally
Looking at booking, just like a room, like a, like one of the rooms. Meeting rooms, and it was like $300 to $600 a week.
I think you have to pay me to fill out like a funding app and it covers it for you.
For the quarter?
I don't know about that. I don't know when I put the records just for like a 1 day thing.
But I think, yeah, they're more so going for like the whole quarter.
Yeah, well, I'll try to contact someone at Rec and get more information on how that works.
Okay, thank you.
Tara?
Just a quick question on that one. So I have like basically 1 hour that I think probably would work. And so I'm trying to find a room that can accommodate that 1 hour. From what you know, do you think that's possible if I'm trying to book at least a classroom somewhere?
Classroom space, I feel like if it's in the evening, it's probably pretty likely that it'll be available.
Okay.
I'm just not as familiar with how that procedure goes for booking the space, so I can
I know
find
that
out.
classrooms are free to book, right? But they might not be free if you're gonna use them over the weekend, at least for events.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And I think
I was just wondering because I want to send out like an all staff email, but don't want to tell them a time that I can't follow through on.
Right. Yeah, no, I'll try to look into it tomorrow and get back to you all.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Is there anything?
Kind of a lot, yeah.
It's about the lottery. I know it's like right after we're all elected, but I think doing it at the end of spring quarter is helpful so that we can plan our schedules and ask our staff to plan their like class schedules. Make sure that they're open on like the evening that we choose for our meetings.
You mean like doing 417 during that normal time, and also like just basically letting you all know when you're elected, like, hey, next week you're in lottery, like.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like the week after, but like a couple weeks after, because like for a lot of like my staff members, like they had class on Monday nights, so like I literally like couldn't do anything on Monday nights.
Yeah.
And like if I had been able to tell them like, hey, don't take a class on Monday night, like see if you can take it some other time, like they would have had more flexibility earlier. Or like at least in spring quarter. Rather than now.
We definitely usually try to get it out much earlier. This year, I don't really know what happened. Usually what prompts us is we do pre-booking for all of the funding bodies for the allocations and like the hearings. So usually once we get that email to start pre-booking, then we know to like also deal with booking 417, but for whatever reason that email did not go out to us this year. So we just were like behind on everything. And then by the time folks started asking, then it was like, oh shoot, like we still need to do this, we need to get done. So I do apologize for it coming so late in the year. That was never my intention. Normally we do try to get it earlier, but I mean, if it's something that you all feel like would be better to just wrap up and take care of in spring quarter before everybody leaves for the summer, we definitely can do that. And we'll just make sure that it's like, on whatever week it needs to be. It can be after the normal lottery. And we can also try to prep the incoming council better for how lottery operates. Because, I mean, the challenge is still like, all of the incoming members will not be signatories yet, so they won't be able to confirm anything, but they can still book it, and if the outgoing person's still around, they can accept that EOL and confirm it for you. So that's just something for you all to think of when you get to spring quarter, like, if you know who your replacement is and you're like kind of, trying to help train them and help get them through spring quarter, to be available to do the lottery for them and just fill out the EOL for them, and then that will make it easier on them in terms of getting other space in Ackerman and Kirkhoff that's not 417.
I just wish that Seoul had better communication on it.
Yeah, we'll try to hopefully get a better handle on that for the next round.
anything else?
Sorry, that was a lot.
Any other questions from Jessica? If not, thank you for all that information. You're welcome. Okay, moving on, no old business, new business. Okay, Isabel, bylaw change form.
It's really straightforward. It's just adding the international student rep into some of the funding bylaws.
Isabel, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
So,
It's just adding the international student rep to some of the funding bylaws, specifically this ESCOF bylaw. Like, it's literally just adding international student representative to the list of offices that can receive an allocation from that fund. And like the article and section number and bullet point are all correct.
Does anyone else have a question? That's pretty straightforward. If not, just a motion.
Yeah. Lolo and I both voted yes, and then Jonathan abstained.
Okay.
He doesn't have much access to it.
Is he back?
I think so.
Wait, so,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
wait, what are we talking about? Sorry, I'm like moving to my room right now.
So we're talking about a bylaw forms change to add the international student rep to every, basically funding.
Well,
Yeah.
to ESCOM.
To
To
ESCOF.
ESCOM specifically.
Okay, awesome.
Can we vote on it?
Yeah, no, I need someone to motion.
So,
Oh, cool. What's the language?
to approve the bylaw.
Yeah, I motion.
I motion to approve the bylaw change.
Okay, can I get a second?
I second.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna
Kalechi motions, Lalo seconds. Raise your hand if you vote yes. All right, cool. With a 7-0 vote, the bylaw change passes.
Yay.
Cool.
I sorry, can you get ESCOM?
Hey, woo, go Shahama! Okay, so moving on. Okay, so compensating IVP directors. So I'm gonna ask council some money to basically compensate my directors. Yeah, the money's gonna come out of surplus. I had sent you all a document. It basically has all their rates and the responsibilities, since I am drafting a contract with all of my directors saying that you need to do this, this, and that, or else you're not gonna get your money. So it's pretty straightforward, all the responsibilities that they will be they're doing for the year. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Oh, and I had also based the rate from like what Mika and Lily had suggested. It was like $50, right?
Wait, Ken, this is so official.
But yeah, because I had wanted to, like, you know, when I ask money, I want to show you all like that it's gonna, you know, we're doing something with that money.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Wait, will you forward me your contract?
No, yeah. I thought you're going to law school. You know, if you're gonna be a corporate lawyer.
Hell
But yeah, I'll forward that to you. I need a commitment from council to, you know, give me some money to compensate my directors. Because, you know, student labor needs to be compensated.
What's the motion?
I'm in favor.
Yeah, what do I?
So like I motion to I motion to
I don't
compensate.
even want to talk about it. Like,
I was asking how to motion.
Do y'all want to talk about it? Or
I think you did all the discussing. I like it.
yeah, it's I motion
I
to
motion to compensate IVP's directors.
with like
The amount.
the amount like
$50 for directors per month and $6 for executives.
I mean, you get the total amount at the bottom.
yeah.
So $8,910 for the IVP directors compensation.
Yeah, thank you.
I second.
Motion.
Okay.
Once again, second.
Okay, Mika, motion. Mika motions, Kalechi second.
Compensate IDP directors for
Read it again.
2019-2020 school year for a grand total of $8,910.
Okay.
I second.
How was that?
From surplus.
From surplus.
Okay, cool.
I second.
Okay, Mika, motions, Kalechi seconds. Please raise your hand if you vote yes.
On the contingency that I can copy your contracts for that.
You got it. I will work on it when I come back next week. All right. With a 7-0 vote, yes, my directors will be paid $50 a month. Okay, cool. Thank you. Lalo for no, it's Robert, but I think he wants to go last because he's the president. So Lalo, go ahead with the discussion item of discontinuing of SOUP.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring this up because a student org had reached out to me basically asking what had happened about SOUP because they found out from where, I think it might have been the budget review director. They asked like someone that basically told them that SOUP had been discontinued and like they were upset because, well, for one, they were like planning on applying SOUP and like even though like I let them know that we said it was going to go to like contingency and capital contingency, they felt that student org should have been let know that this was like not even necessarily time, but like that this was potentially going to happen ahead of time, just so they could give their input as to like where that money should go, just because it was like intended to be like going to student orgs. So they kind of like were upset that no student orgs already let know about that ahead of time. And then they also mentioned that SOUP itself has a lot of history just because before it was like the student advocacy group like fund. So I just wanted to bring it up to y'all because they kind of asked me to like let y'all know that in the future if we could like let student orgs know when like a decision like surrounding any funding or like issues related to student orgs is like brought up to council, if we could like outreach to. I don't know if you have any questions or want to add.
Did they mention like a specific way that they would prefer to be notified? Just because I don't know if like anybody has on deck like emails of every single group.
Yeah.
Because it's a fair ask, but like.
Yeah, I think they mentioned maybe like just announcing like, because they also mentioned like just the inaccessibility because it is summer, so like not a lot of people are here, but like even just like posting Google form like, hey, like we're like thinking of doing this, like how would y'all want to see this money go? Like on the USAC Facebook. So yeah, just something so they know like it's in the works.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah.
I personally did not know it was going to get discontinued.
Yeah, and I remember it was just brought up when we were doing the budget, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think SOUP has been shrinking every year for like the past several years. So, I mean, it's something that was bound to happen eventually. It just hadn't arrived yet. And I don't know what the numbers are this year because I didn't pay that close attention to the budget, but I would imagine it's so small that it's not even going to be really accessible for groups anyway. So yeah, I know that's why the conversation was like, can we fund through contingency some of the stuff that was funded through SOUP to still make it accessible? But yeah, it's one of those challenging things that it just happens because of the nature of the student fees that are collected and how the budget works out, and not anyone's choice to say we don't want SOUP. It's just that there's no money there.
Yeah, and we talked about it, and like they did, like they saw our logic behind it, but it was more the fact that they
were
know
apart.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Which maybe that's something that you would all want to consider, like tapping into Soul and like their ability to contact student groups. Like maybe that would be a quicker route to get that kind of information out than through like Facebook or method. And I feel like that would be something that would be totally appropriate for them to send in like a newsletter or like a email blast.
But yeah, just wanted to bring that up.
Does anyone else have any thoughts about the discussion item? Okay. No?
I mean, I don't know if
we specifically could, but I guess since like whatever group reached out probably is not the only group that was like surprised to find out that this is continued, I imagine a lot of people don't understand the reason behind it.
And I also
That
don't
would be
think,
made available somewhere.
yeah, I also don't think they know that it's continued.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe, like obviously some people found out it's discontinued, but it's not too late to notify like everyone else, and also if someone could provide like wording as to why, because I feel like when people know why it's discontinued, it's not quite clear, but.
So I feel like Vong and Roy can probably provide a better, like, clear explanation of how it all operates, and then they can maybe work with Christy to draft something, and then if we want to like send something through Soul, that probably would be a good idea.
Yeah, so they have like,
Yeah, it's just.
So I'll let Roy know tomorrow, so that he and Vong can like contact Christy and see like, how's the best way to go about explaining it in a way that students are gonna be able to understand, even if they're not really a numbers person, because I know sometimes that's tricky.
Because like, I know a lot of people apply for SUP in terms of like retreats and t-shirts, because it's
Yeah.
the only funding applications that,
Yeah.
except for.
and I think if we explain like, oh,
Also
that's
that-
a contingency now.
No, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
they expanded to
Yeah.
like
And
t-shirts, so.
contingency has more money, so
Yeah.
it's not like you're
Losing
competing
the
for the same amount of resources.
Yeah.
There's like more resources.
And it's more streamlined now.
Yeah.
So, okay, sounds cool, perhaps.
And maybe also Nadia. So Nadia, I don't know if you also want to be included on that, because then maybe you can help with the language about how contingency has changed to accommodate some things that SUP was covering. And then maybe it can be some sort of like joint statement from FICOM and budget review.
Yeah.
On behalf of
Yeah,
USAC.
absolutely. I could have, Christy from the budget review director, I can involve her in that too. I think she would also want to be a part of that.
Yeah, I think the two of you with Roy and Vong should probably have a conversation
Yeah.
about like what that wording should look like, and like how to clearly articulate what happened, and then have some kind of statement to put out. So I'll let Roy know, and I'll let Vong know, and have them contact you and Christy to set up a time to either talk over the phone or whatever, and then y'all can maybe go from there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yay, communication. Okay, I think, is that it for that discussion? Cool. Take it away, Robert.
Hey y'all,
No.
sorry, it's been a minute. So this discretionary, I'll just keep it really quick. This discretionary is just, request is for, Slack. We got 400, I think, from contingency for food for Slack. And we're trying to get a little bit more to just cover the meals that day. So, for students, especially from like Stanford, UC San Diego, other schools that are coming down, we wanted to provide like the courtesy of providing a meal. I know that there were some suggestions on what exactly that meal is, or where it comes from. We are definitely open to wherever like you all think is best. Like that is totally reasonable. We're just trying to get funding for it. So I think the ask that we were requesting was I think 600 from discretionary, and that should be able to cover everyone.
How many people are we feeding?
How many people, sorry?
How many people are we feeding?
I think a little over 100.
And you want 1,000?
No, he said 600.
Well, 600 extra.
Wait, on top of 400.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for like $10 lunch.
Yeah, so there is a possibility that that will be more or less than what that number is, but I think it's a good estimate, and if it's more, like, I have a commitment to use, like, some of my office funds for that, and if it's less, that money will just go back to council. And I'm definitely willing to put that back into discretionary, and it's not all used at the beginning of September the beginning of October.
Yeah, for the symposium.
Yeah.
That's cool. 100 different students from all over that one.
And you said from surplus or discretionary?
Sorry?
Discretionary?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no,
discretionary.
It would be from discretionary.
Okay.
Which I don't know how much we have. I think we have a little like 5 to 10,000 in discretionary.
Are there any current, what's the word? Like, are there any current places that you're considering? Like, I'm just curious what would.
No, we were considering like Olive Garden, kind of places like that where they serve like vegetarian and non-vegetarian options. But I know there were like suggestions in the group, so if there are like suggestions,
I say we do local catering.
Yeah.
let's do it then.
I too will advocate for local catering.
Yeah. Support small businesses.
Support small
Does anybody
I
want to
can
press
go
us?
to seal it in those, because I always get them for radio events.
What's that?
So-
Pizza.
And those can do the move.
Pizza. They do pizza and pasta?
And chicken parm.
Okay.
We got options.
We got options, yeah.
Okay, I can't like, until we actually order the catering and everything, I can't necessarily like, be like committed, but like, I will go up with council once, obviously, as like a suggestion, given that we have the money for this.
I
And,
got some
yeah,
food from Enzo's for 200 people
Yeah,
for
I want
$800,
someone.
or like a little less than that.
Well, would you have competitive
Awesome.
So,
Are we gonna eat at this thing or not? If y'all saying yes?
Oh, yeah, is this an action item or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's an action item.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, Robert's back, he can do it.
I cannot motion for my own, it cannot do that.
I mean, you could, you just really
Um,
shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I just want, as much as possible, I want a local vendor, like a local business to.
I can commit to doing a local business, I just don't think we can commit yet to like, what local business that is, because like, I don't know all the catering options available. But like, if you'll provide suggestions and they cater and it's like affordable, then yes.
Yeah, that's fair,
I
yeah.
would- Does it have to be a UC approved vendor? Because if
I can't hear about
Must it be a UCLA approved vendor?
it. Yeah, it does.
Is this an, acronym
For the student government symposium, where's the venue?
It's in room reception room.
Okay, yeah, so that's our space. So you just have to, get a catering waiver to bring in outside food,
So we just
but it's not treated the same as like, ordering products and things. Like, you can order from any, like, food place that you want. You just have to fill out a waiver that says you're not gonna use ASUCLA catering, and I think there is a small fee for that, because they want you to try to use in-house
Yeah,
catering
rather
for
than-
events. Yeah.
Because it's so expensive. What is it, do you know what the fee is?
Yeah.
They charge
I don't know.
like HGC like $500 to know.
Oh my
It's
god.
like not quite a small fee.
So I feel like it's a flat rate, so I don't think that it will be that much, but I don't know, I can ask.
But if we were not to use ASUCLA catering, but it is an approved vendor of UCLA, do we still have to pay that fee?
Yeah, you still have to have the food waiver. It's not a matter of having an approved vendor or not. It's a matter of like, that you're using an external food business that's not ASUCLA.
Okay.
So if you're using ASUCLA, you're just paying for the catering. If you're not using ASUCLA, you have to request to not use them and you have to pay a small fee.
Okay.
If you just bring in your own food and you don't do that, then you get charged a fee that's kind of large and it affects your room reservation status because it's a violation,
Okay.
of the policy. So yeah, you just have to make sure you do the waiver, but I don't think it's,
Do you know if this fee waiver is based on like whether or not they approve your petition? Because okay, I guess, like, you know how, like, my experience with it is like for culture shows, like with it like being approved is for culture shows,
Yeah.
so then they'll be like, yeah, like ASUC like catering obviously like can't provide like Nigerian food, so they'll
Right.
go ahead and get it somewhere else. I don't know what they charge them, but the
Okay.
HHC wanted soul food and ASUC was like, we can do that, so if you go outside of us, we're charging 500.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I think that was like a weird scenario thing that they like sort of mishandled, to say the least, but no, so It's supposed to be a flat rate, and it's supposed to be like, it's not they usually are fine letting you do that. I don't think they would really try to deny you, but I don't know, I can find out.
Online, it says it's a per person fee.
Oh, is it per person?
It says a per person fee will be required for all catering orders by non-UCLA clients.
So then I guess it is kind of variable. But I think that might be something that we can cover from student union event fund.
Okay.
So even though there is a fee, like you won't personally have to out of pocket pay it. Because I believe that would be something that would qualify, but I can double check.
So it'll be whatever the fee is times 100 though.
Yeah.
That's 100.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, I mean, I feel like what Robert's office is thinking is
Yeah.
like, it's not gonna be ASUCLA
Yeah.
catering service, so it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah. So it looks like I would like to. Okay, I motion to approve discretionary allocation for Slack for
$600.
$600.
I second the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4,
There's 4 here.
5, 6, 7. Okay, I see I'm counting right. By motion of 7 to 0 to 0, the motion passes and the discretionary allocation is approved. Thank you all. I appreciate it. And all that money will go back to discretionary. We don't spend it on food.
You'll also be getting
for
a
this
memo charge.
conference. So thanks y'all. It will be local.
Send the rest to Art. We're strong.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else? On the, I don't think there's anything else on the agenda, right, Kim?
No, that's it.
Okay, Dr. Geller, do you have anything? Okay.
Woohoo! We ended early.
Okay, cool. Well, I will see you all in 2 weeks. Hopefully log you back on campus.
Yeah. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
This is crazy.
Wow. We did that, everyone.
Wait, Jessica, so I went in and I thought I did the right application.